There are plenty of stories going back in history and folklore of haunted ships and boats. The most notable of these is the Cutty Shark, where visitors and staff reported seeing the ghost of John Francis walking the decks. And the Queen Mary had reports of paranormal activity, with the showers being left on and bed covers turned back. So it comes as no surprise, as we're here at Hull Marina today, to actually visit one of the most haunted ships in Hull. Tonight's story involves the sudden death of a man on board the boat Spider T, which, if you look closely, is berthed right behind my shoulder. Now, the man has been seen on numerous times. He had an unfortunate accident, but we will let the vessel owner tell us the complete story.
Good afternoon. I'm the owner and captain on this vessel, the Spider T. People say skipper, but in the day these had captains that were Humber ships that operated on the River Humber. She was built in 1926 at New Holland, just over the river from where we're sat now in Hull Marina. She was launched in the February, and she was registered on the Lloyd's Register as ship number 149049 in the March of 1926. So as we're sat here now, she's approaching 100 years old. So an awful lot's transpired on board, from the war years, after the war and the Great Depression, all of the other things that's happened. She's been used for ferrying women and children during the Blitz in Hull in 1941. She's been used for so many things, but there's an incredible story that I'm about to tell regarding the ghost on board the Spider T. Good afternoon. A little story for you about the Spider T. Many years ago, she was loading copra in Alexander Dock, and unfortunately the captain, which is what they were called then, not skippers, the captain, Les Martin, who I know his descendants, passed away in the forecastle cabin. Now, this was quite an unusual thing on its own, but he was having his breakfast, the eggs were on the stove, and in his dying breath his worries were that his eggs had burned. Could he take them off? So his first mate was with him at the time. Now, it's always been said that the Spider T is haunted. Now, I'm not one to say whether that's the truth or it isn't, but I will say that I'm open to suggestion, and if there is any shreds of proof, I will examine that and look at it properly, rather than poo-pooing the idea or saying that's not possible, because there are many things that are possible that we know nothing about. On we go then, and we start restoring this vessel, and certain things became evident straight away. That is that we're not actually alone on this vessel. There is a force or a being or whatever you would like to call it present. lots of visitors who are susceptible to this have actually said it. And one day we were having a heritage open day, and whatever it is that is on board this presence has always been a goodly spirit. And I've got to say that because it's true. And basically what happened was, we'd got a journalist on board who was a friend, taking various photographs and covering the Heritage Open Day, basically so that we'd got record of what transpired. Wonderful. Until he takes a photograph and then subsequently examines it and finds a shadowy effigy that he'd got no explanation for on the photograph. Now you might think, well, what was it? Just a bit of a flash of light, or you know, some form of, you know, thing that happened because of the temperature, or was it somebody's breath, or was it just an anomaly that had occurred? Well, he'd been doing this for 40 years and he couldn't explain it, and he was a very experienced photographer. And what he shot that day has puzzled many since. I'm going to supply that photograph for people to look at. Make your own minds up. Don't listen to what I say, other than the fact that it actually happened, and we are without doubt in the presence of something that is not of the norm. So anyway, at that I will let the photograph go to be examined, and you make your own minds up, whatever you think.
Well, there you have it. Was the white figure in the photograph the ghost of Les Martin? We'll let you decide.